Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our episode. So this is just a continuation on what is economy. So today we're going to look at the mixed economy in the case of a balanced approach. Instead of going to capitalism or on the side of socialism, we're going to look at the mixed. So it is capitalism, including socialism, all of them two combined. So that is what I call a balanced approach. So first of all, we're going to look at the key features of a mixed economy. The second one would be on the practical examples of mixed economies, because I like practicality. We have to keep everything practical as well. Practical examples, real world examples. Then the third part, we're going to look at why mixed economy works. In this case, it is like the socio-economic benefits. Then after that, I'm going to give a quick summary at the end, just as usually do in all the episodes, just to sum up everything really. The campaign, the last video which I did, is why the people are boycotting iPhone 16. So today will be the release of the iPhone 16, the 20th of September 2024. So free Congo, free Palestine as well, and Sudan. So ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Tighten your belt and let's begin. So mixed economy, a balanced approach. So this is simply more political really. So if you don't like politics, I think this is the best time to leave. You already won't. So what is politics? It's just interaction between two or more people. Just interacting really, sharing your ideas, sharing your opinions, your philosophies, ideologies. So this is all based on the capitalism versus socialism, trying to combine all of them. So in the case of capitalism, it's like laissez-faire, like do whatever you want, do as thou will. In the case of socialism or communism, most of the people misunderstand that it's all about government-based, government controlling everything. So it is all about centralization. In the case of capitalism, there's some type of decentralization or free marketing. There's all about decentralization, meaning the population or the buyer or the consumers have more control over their own goods. So in the case of private sectors, so in the case of capitalism, there's more private sectors than public, or more the private sectors are doing much better, performing much better than the public sector. The private, which is a population of the citizen, the public is simply based on the government, owned, controlled. So in this case, a mixed economy as well is popular. Like we have heard about the Scandinavian or the Nordic model as well, which is like the countries used in the model which is used in the northern of Europe, which is like the countries in Sweden, Norway, Finland, Denmark, and Iceland as well. Those are like the Nordic or Scandinavian countries. So let's begin, ladies and gentlemen. We have 4 types of economies. Today we're going to look at the mixed economy. So in the case of 4 types, we have the traditional economy. The second one is the command economy. In this case, it is a planned economy. In the case of socialism, the government, or communism, the government take control of everything. So privatization, privating or public or private sector has only left like 1 or 2%. The rest is public sector, 90% plus is public government owned. Then the third one is the market economy, which means capitalism, because capitalism is all about free marketing, government privatization. And then we have the free mixed economy, because this is a balanced approach. This is what I'm going to do, the video on the mixed economy. I've already done some videos on what is economy and more videos on my YouTube channel, so check them out. This video will also go to that same playlist on the economy as well. So a mixed economy combines elements of both the market economies, which means capitalism, and command economies. In this case, it is socialism. So allowing for private businesses to operate freely alongside government intervention. In the case of government intervention, there's the government control, full control. So in this case, a mixed economy, private and public sectors coexist. They coexist really. They are combined together. So, and the government steps in like to regulate industries, provide essential public services, and ensure economic stability. That's the job of the government in this case of a mixed economy. So most countries today, like the one which I cited there above, operate under some mixed form of economy, under some form of a mixed economy, like Sweden, the Nordic Model, which is Sweden, Norway, Finland, Denmark, and Iceland. So the key features of a mixed economy, so we have said there are 4 types. We're going to look at the mixed economy. So in this case, we have the private sector, which means it's not government owned, private sector. privatization. So it's like people, the citizens. So businesses and individuals own the majority of resources and make independent decisions about production and consumption. So in the case of private sector, it's all about individuals, sometimes businesses as well. So it is not based or government owned. So in the case of production and consumptions, it's all about supply and demand. I've done the video on that, so check it out on my YouTube channel. So on the key features, we have the public sector as well. So this is a government-controlled key industries such as healthcare, infrastructure, and education, and regulates business activities to promote, in the case of fairness, and prevent market failures. So that's the job of government in the case of public sectors. They have to promote fairness, balancing. In the case of fairness, it's like the rich and the poor, trying to control that, the line between them, and prevent market failures. So in this case, it can be like interest rates, trying to control the interest rates, which is like the mechanism which they are used to discourage or encourage people. When the interest goes high, you're discouraging the citizens from borrowing money in the bank. When the interest rates goes up, let's say from 15 or 20% to 5 or 10%, then you're encouraging more people to borrow money to the bank. In the case, it can be money printing as well. In the case of the central banks, they're the ones who usually print money. So after that, we have the government intervention. We still on the key features of a mixed economy. Then we have first is the private, public, and now it is government intervention. This time, government comes in. So this state intervenes like in the economy to provide public goods. In the case of public goods, it can be like the national defense, infrastructure as well, and regulate monopolies. In the case of monopolies, it is like dictatorship. One side having full control, like the rich over the poor, enforce laws as well, and protect the economy or the environment, and reduce inequalities. So the government have to protect the environment, have to reduce inequalities, have to regulate the monopolies as well, and provide public sectors, national defense, infrastructure, which means building roads, schools, healthcare. So the second part, we're going to look at the practical examples of mixed economies. So the first one, we have like the United States. They're using the mixed economy as well. So it is not only pure capitalism. They have a touch of socialism as well in the case of America or US. So they have private sector dominance as well. In the case of US, private sector dominance, that means capitalism. So the US has a highly developed market economy where business operate freely in many sectors, such as technology, finance, and retail. In the case of retail, it's like selling things or services online. So we have goods and services. So in the case of retail, it's all about services really. Sometimes goods like delivery and things like that, or Amazon. So we have like companies like Apple, Amazon, and Tesla as well thrive or excel in this competitive environment. So all of those are like private owned, like Amazon, Tesla, and Apple. They're not government backed really. So we have like government involvement as well. That's when socialism kicks in. So the government intervenes in areas like healthcare. Example, they have the Medicare, the Medicaid as well, Medicaid. So education, they have public schools, and infrastructure, they have highways and utilities like bills and electricity, things like that. So it also regulates industries through agencies like the Environmental Protection Agency, which is APA, and the Securities and Exchange Community in the Commission, which is the SEC. Security and Exchange Commission, SEC, in the case of US, United States. The second one, we have United Kingdom, UK. So they have free market influence as well. In the case of free marketing, it's all about capitalism. So the UK has a robust private sector with industries like banking, the Barclays, the HSBC. They have oil, in the case of BP, and telecommunications, which is Vodafone as well, operating in a competitive environment. All of those are privately owned or free market influence. They have public sector role as well. In the case of public sector, there's a government backed. So the National Health Service, the NHS, that's the healthcare in the case of UK, provides free healthcare to all citizens, funded by taxes, meaning citizens. Citizens are the one who are paying for all of those services. Additionally, the government plays a role in welfare programs as well and housing. aiming to reduce income inequality. That's the role of the government. The third country on our list, it is France. So the first one was like US, the second UK, the third is France. So they use the private enterprise as well. Like France allows businesses to operate freely in various sectors such as luxury goods, the LVMH, Chanel, energy as well, like the Total Energies, and aerospace, like the Airbus or Airbus. So the boss in French, it is bis, boss. So they have state-owned enterprises as well, like the government aim, like maintain partial or little part of some of ownership of some industries, especially in the transport, which is the SNCF, the National Railway Operator in France, the energy as well. Those are all government-backed. The energy, the EDF, which is a major like electricity provider, and healthcare as well. All of those are like under government. So there are also significant labor protections and social welfare programs in the case of France. The fourth example is based on in India as well. So growing private sector in India. So India's economy has a strong private sector, like particularly in the technology, the Info-6, the TCS, manufacturing and agriculture. So since liberalization in the 1990s, private businesses in the case of India have been key drivers of economic growth in India. They have government roles as well in India. So the government have to have some type of role, which means socialism kicking in. So the government plays an active role in things like infrastructure development, like India railways or trains. So it is the largest employer in the world. They have to regulate industries and runs welfare programs like the National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, which is the NREGA, National Rural Employment Guarantee Act, and food security initiatives as well. The fifth one, which are using the mixed economy, it is the fifth country, is China as well. So they have a state and private sectors. So in the case of China, it operates a socialist market economy where the government owns key industries like banking. All the banking sectors are under the government, energy and the telecommunications as well. In the case of telecommunications, like all the communication things really, like in the case of Vodafone in the UK, it is like in the private hands. In the case of China, all of those communication and tracking how people are talking, like the phones, have to be in the hands of the government, telecommunications in general, or IT, information technology. So, however, the private sector has grown rapidly in the case of China, with larger companies like Alibaba and Tencent, dominating the tech space as well. So there we have the government control in China. So the Chinese government tightly regulated the economy. So the government have tight grip on the economy. It is in government, the public sector. So practically like in the industries critical to national security, but encourages private investment and entrepreneurship in other sectors in the case of China. So in the case of the Chinese government, they are taking all the key sectors like the economy, industries, in the case of national security as well. But the government still encourages like some private investment and entrepreneurship in other sectors, which is not a bad thing. So let's say in the case of China, the government control 90 or 80%. The 20% is given to individuals and businesses as well. In the case to grow, and so in that case, they're moving away from pure communism and socialism, because if you're giving free market, it's all about capitalism, really. So in the case of China, we have like billionaires now, which means if you have more billionaires like Jack Ma, that means the country is no longer pure communist or socialist country. So in the case of communism, it's sharing, everyone having equal share. But once you have billionaires and trillionaires, that means there's no longer equality in the country. So that's the product of capitalism. While some people are billionaires, other people don't even have a pen in the pocket. While some people are pure rich, ultra rich, other people are homeless, having no place to sleep while the winter is coming now. So the third point, we're going to look at why mixed economies works. So why people are running all the major countries, big countries like the powerful countries like the US, United States, UK, United Kingdom, France, India, and China. Why why all of them are running to the mixed economy. So in this case, it's all about the socioeconomic benefits. So the first point why the mixed economy works, it's like the economic flexibility. In the case of flexibility, is being open to change. So mixed economies offers the flexibility to encourage private innovation while allowing the government to step in and regulate where necessary. So they allow some private innovation, which means development, really, industrialization, while the government can step in at any time, whenever it is necessary, whenever it is needed. So this balance reduces the risk of market failures, such as the monopolies, and promotes equitable growth. In the case of monopolies, some people have more control than others. So in the case of US, United States, we have like Google. There's monopoly. No one can compete with Google. Not even Yahoo can compete with Google. We have like Facebook. So all the CEO have become millionaires or trillionaires, things like that. There's monopoly, becoming above others. So the second one is social welfare as well. In the case of why mixed economies works. So social welfare as well, which is good, supporting the elders, the elderly people, the disabled, the unemployed, and things like that. That's the aim of social welfare in the country. So government intervention in mixed economies helps provide essential services like healthcare, education, social security, and reducing poverty as well, which is a main key, and improve overall social well-being, or societal well-being, or social in the case of social, it's all about people socializing. So they have to take care of the healthcare. People have to be provided with some type of healthcare, free healthcare, some type of free education, which means primary school or secondary school. In the case of university, you can start paying for that. And social security, but if we go in Russia, I think even university, it is free from primary, secondary to university school, just free education. Social security and reducing poverty, which is all with the things we just said, supporting the unemployed, the elderly people, the disabled as well, the people cannot afford to work, or the people who have no means, despite having the ability, you can still lack the opportunity. Maybe you might have the opportunity, but still lack the ability. So in the case of employment, you might have the qualification, but lack experience. Maybe you have the experience, but lack the qualification. So which one comes first? There's a thing which makes many people unemployed, despite having the qualification, going to school, spending 4 years, 5 years, become PhD, masters, bachelor engineering, but you can still be unemployed. You have the ability, but still lack the opportunity. You have the qualification, but still lack the experience. While some people working who have no qualification whatsoever because of connection. So the third one is like the economic stability, the why mixed economy works. So through fiscal policies, in the case of fiscal policy, it's all about revenue, government spending, or expenditures. So like things like taxation, we have government spending, which all of the things or attributes are used by the government to improve the economy of the country. And the monetary policies, in the case of monetary policies, the things like control of money supply, which means printing. In the case of central banks, they're the ones who print money after the government tells them to print the money. So they can print the money to control things like inflation, recession, having things like interest rates. All of those are mechanisms which are used in the case of the economic stability. And the government in mixed economies can smooth out economic fluctuations. In the case of fluctuations, it's all ups and downs. So because we're talking about economics, about marketing, it's all about up and down, up and down. You cannot have a smooth line. It's all ups and down rocks. A roller coaster, that's what I call it. To smooth out economic fluctuations and manage inflation or unemployment. In the case of inflation, just the rise of prices in a given period or a specific period or time. So what can we say, ladies and gentlemen, in summary about all of these, the mixed economies? We have the traditional economy, we have the control. So in the case of mixed economy, it's all about capitalism and socialism, trying to combine them together instead of fighting which one is the best. Some people say socialism is the best. Other people say capitalism is the best. So I have to show some book about socialism before we finish this episode. So in the case of a summary or conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I've got some recommendations here. The first book is Understanding Marxist, written by Richard D. Wolff. There's a great book as well. You can see this is Karl Marx at the front, and this is the author at the back. He's a socialist, really, professor, I think. I've been following for a while. I got my paperback on Amazon. It's a great reading, really. It's just a few pages. So 85 pages. The last one is just about democracy at work. So it's a great book if you want to understand what is about the philosophy of Karl Marx and his ideologies, really. Then the second one is just my book. I'm the author, so Destiny of Liberty. So in that case, it's all like a manifesto as well. This is my manifesto, and I wish to rule. Really, it's all about economy, trying to balance about different philosophies, socialism, capitalism as well, and democratic socialism and things like that, and communism also. Are all of them mentioned in this little pamphlet or little paperback as well. So what can we say, ladies and gentlemen, in summary, after I've shown you the books? So in the summary, about the mixed economies. So mixed economies combine the best aspects of free market, which is all about capitalism. So free market capitalism and the government intervention to balance growth, social welfare, and economic stability. So that's the combination between capitalism and socialism, because socialism is all about social welfare and the economic stability as well. So in the case of socialism, it's all about people before money, or health before wealth. But in the case of capitalism, it's all about exploitation or money before people. So countries like the US, like United States, UK, United Kingdom, France, India, and China showcase how this economic model can be adapted to fit various national needs, culture, and goals as well. So in the case of Scandinavia, I'm going to close in the case of Nordic Model, which is all about the Scandinavia, the country like Sweden. We have Norway, Finland, Iceland, and Denmark as well. Those are like the northern part of Europe, the Scandinavian model. So in the case of Nordic model, it's just a term coined to capture the unique combination of free market capitalism and the socialism benefits that have given rise to a society that enjoys a host of top quality services, things like free education, healthcare, and pension payments for retirees or the people ready to retire. That's all about the mixed economy, and which is all about a balanced approach. So that's what most of the countries or most of the developed countries are using in the West, or including China and India as well. So those are like the best approach, trying to combine capitalism and socialism to give you a best result as well. In the case of healthcare, you have education and the things like infrastructure in general. So thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Even though we have hit 1K, but keep subscribing for more economic content like this. And don't forget to order books. I got mine on Amazon, Understanding Marxist. It's all about socialism as well. And this is my copy, Destiny of Liberty. It is also on Amazon on all the platforms as well. It comes in all the formats, the ebook format, the paperback format, including the hardcover format. So thank you for watching. Ciao. Bye.